Detecting massive energy signature in the region. Cannot identify.
Alright. We'll shed a little light on the situation. So, this is the, as far as I know in the game, the only actual island, like not a floating island. I explored this as an early access kind of thing on my stream. Just as kind of like I was going to explore it anyway, and I decided to pull up the stream and do it. This thing right here. I'm slightly worried I may have screwed myself over on this because of the whole dropping the alien panel through the floor thing. There's also these little spider bros walking around that... Get out of here! Come back! Stab you! Suck it! It's okay. We're fine. So, of course, that's my problem, is because I've been following this game. I already know about this, but this is supposed to kind of be a bit of a surprise if you didn't notice the weird graphical issues and be like, whoa, what's this? Let's investigate. Oh, what is this? Purple tablet fragment. Yep. This is where you're supposed to insert a tablet that I don't have because I dropped it through the floor. That's okay. And you can see my base is like dying because it's trying to charge batteries while the sun is barely up. And so it's getting a little bit of power and then putting it into the batteries. It'll fix itself in a little bit when the sun comes up more. I don't think I'm entirely screwed for like the whole game, but I might not be able to get as far as I could have. Yeah, because there's a tablet right here. That was in early access as well. Let's make sure not to drop this one through the floor. Anyway, Sunbeam's supposed to be coming in pretty soon. In fact, you can hear it actually. Or at least you can hear something. That's ominous.
Survivor, we see you. Man, I don't know how you held out down there. We broke an atmosphere, and we're descending towards the landing site.
You might want to be careful.
Building down there? What do you mean you can't identify it?
There they are.
Hold on. No turning back now. Positions, everyone. Touching down in 10, 9, 8.
It's coming from the building?
Change course. Set thrusters to full.
Well, rescue might be a little farther away than I originally thought. Like, somewhere under the ocean, presumably. So, yeah. That's a pretty big event. Obviously, we knew we weren't going to get out of here that quick. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's unrealistic to assume that we would have escaped in any, reasonable time around this. Especially considering there's, like, so much more in the game to do. Anyway, now that our hopes have been thoroughly dashed, let's insert a tablet in here. Oh yeah, and the gun tower goes back. It's like a railgun thing. It is kind of cool. I do like what they did with these, like, alien artifact looking things. They do look pretty cool.
scans indicate this structure is composed of a metal alloy with unprecedented integrity. No match is found in database. Performing structural analysis.
So we're gonna take a little exploration of this now. I don't know how much they've changed it from when I last explored it. This may be exactly the same, but if you never saw that stream, well, you still probably want to check this out. This is pretty cool. It is pretty empty, though, you know. It's also kind of doing a number to my graphics right now. They keep dipping. Ancient technologies.
Unknown language. Attempting translation.
Discovered inside an alien facility. It was not possible to translate any useful information, however, scans have returned some information on the device itself. It's likely a solid-state computer, although there's no clear way to interface with it. On approach, it began producing a low-frequency radio wave containing complex but recognizable data patterns. It's likely the alien species which designed this technology evolved or genetically selected sensory apparatus to hear and understand the information being broadcast by the device, and to communicate back. The mental processing power required to perform this kind of telepathy would imply the designers were considerably more psychologically developed than the common human. Further research required. Oh yeah, purple tablet. It's a carbon-based device lighter than it looks and features a symbol which resembles a U, lit up in purple. Despite the onboard power still functioning, algae growth on the exterior indicates it was abandoned hundreds, perhaps thousands of years ago. While the technology is far beyond Federation levels, and there's no obvious way to interface with it, it should nonetheless be possible to fabricate a precise physical copy of the device if necessary. Really? So I can get around the fact that I dropped one through the floor. This device matches no known technologies. Oh yeah, this is the terminal I put the tablet into. It's likely alien in nature. Power's being routed via the terminal to the nearby force field. The technology is far beyond anything encountered before by the Federation. Nonetheless, there's a good chance it functions like a regular lock and only requires the correct kind of key.
Unknown language.
Oh, that's it.
Attempting translation.
Now, okay, so I do have the ability to make purple tablet, which is good. However, it's with things I don't currently have, but I could get. So that's good. That actually makes it so I haven't screwed myself. I'm glad. I'm glad that's the case. Dropping crap through the floor. I know where we can get more of these ion cubes, by the way, or at least I know where we could get them.
Your best probability of interfacing with this facility is achieved by accessing the control room in the lower section.
Alright. I know where I can get them. Yeah, here they are. They kind of scattered about on these little pedestals. Ooh. Sure, that's not radioactive. High-capacity alien energy source. This green mineral substance has no entry on the periodic table, and an unprecedented ability to store huge amounts of ionic energy within it. Likely grown artificially, cubic appearance suggests it's been cut from a larger deposit. Each cube contains the equivalent ionic energy of 50 kilotons of TNT. Under the right conditions, the energy could be released in a controlled manner, likely used as batteries, but would require a substantial power source to be recharged. So I don't know if we can use them ourselves for any kind of, like, power source as of right now, I should say, but, you know, maybe they've added that. I'm actually out of water, so I'm going to take a really quick break. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. I was getting rather thirsty and I didn't want to keep doing that. Let's drink some of that. Glad I brought that extra water, because that was going to be annoying if we had to turn back because of that. I do wish we had some cool alien music at least, or, you know, some music if nothing else. It does feel a little strange that There's no sound, although then again, it's kind of like an abandoned structure, so maybe it's not that weird.
Unknown language. Attempting translation.
Let's check that out. This data appears to be a multi-dimensional schematic of some kind. By mapping the pattern to three-dimensional space, it's possible to gather a basic understanding of this facility's internal workings. The facility's unknown construction materials identified as an ultra-hard, non-reactive metal amalgamam synthesized from off-world materials. There's no indication that it can be damaged or destroyed by available means. The schematic indicates the facility was to be powered by a separate self-sustaining power plant located elsewhere on the planet. The location is not listed, but there's evidence the designers intended to harness the planet's natural thermal energy. The facility consists of the upper engineering section where the schematic was found, and the control room, which is accessed via a security-sealed elevator shaft or a separate underwater moon pool. The control room in the lower section houses the only known way to interface with the facility. However, the schematic does not detail the operation procedure or installed security measures. I think we got a little bit of music kicking in, but this isn't like spooky alien music. This is just regular ambient game music. Alright, so this is kind of cool. Get into this thing. And it kind of like rockets you down. And there's your elevator. So it looks like this force field's down too. Before there was a separate one here that you also had to open, but I guess that shut off all the force fields. Which, it was referencing there was a moon pool. It's talking about this room, so we could actually take our submarine in here. If we ever want to come back, that is. And you'll notice it's quite large. It could fit a very large submarine. Hint, hint. So that's kind of cool as well. I do wish there was a tad bit more going on in here, though. It's, I guess an abandoned structure is cool, but it'd be nice if there was a little bit more going on, I guess. Ooh, alien rifle. What's that? That's new. Strong resemblance to human weaponry and form, this device must have been designed with a humanoid user in mind. Whether the aliens that built the structure were themselves humanoid, or were otherwise employed the use of humanoids is unclear. What is clear is that they considered defending this facility a necessary precaution. There's no obvious way to remove the rifle from the case. Dang it, I could have gotten an actual gun. Let's see. Oh, right, yeah. This. So, I don't exactly know how it all works, but I have a feeling that between the two islands you could transport yourself using this device and the other one. Once again, no idea how that would quite work. Oh, nice. But, definitely something interesting. Give me just a second, I need to talk to him. Okay. Anyway. Let's keep going. Yeah, this mostly looks about the same as what I remember. Okay. Got another purple tablet. I guess they're pretty plentiful. I thought they were kind of rare, because I don't think there was a crafting recipe before. Back when it was in early access, but I guess they introduced one in case you know, dropped it into like a really deep pit and you never could find it, you know? Doomsday device, excellent. Indicate this planet contains enough potential energy to destroy the entire planet, or this device, along with most of the solar system. Fortunately, it has malfunctioned. Excellent. let's not touch that. Random arches for no reason. Ah, yep, another force field, but we do have another tablet on us now, so we should be able to get through this.
Scans indicate the facility's control room lies beyond this doorway.
Right, yeah, this is more or less looking about the same. So I'm actually kind of excited about this, because I thought this was a pretty cool scene as well when I first saw it. I don't think there's anything scattered around the room or anything. Ow!
The control panel is broadcasting a message. Translation reads, "Warning, infected individuals may not disable the weapon. This planet is under quarantine."
Right, so this is the control room for that big weapon that shot down our friends.
Translating background broadcast. Downloading summary to databank.
Yeah, we'll look at that in a second. So we're infected, as you can tell by the self-scan.
Self-scan complete. Bacterial infection in your system is progressing. Detecting skin irritation and immune system response. Further data required to identify bacterial strain.
And that will not let us disable the big gun. Because this planet's under quarantine. You can probably draw some lines there, but I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna talk anymore about it until the game mentions it more itself, but you might be able to figure it out from that alone. This device houses energy equivalent to a 100 MT nuclear detonation megaton, which can be channeled through the facility and directed at the vessels overhead, or bent around the planet's gravitational pull to strike targets in orbit. Power is routed via the attached terminal, allowing the device to be deactivated if necessary. It's currently operating without parameters, suggesting it will target any ship within range. So, you can kind of start to see all this. I am going to mention something else because I don't know how obvious it was, but when we were on that island and we were reading all those audio logs and stuff, that wasn't part of our group of stranded survivors. That was many, many years in the past where some other group of survivors also got stranded. Just something to keep in mind. Alien facility locations. Intercepted background data regarding further alien facilities. Disease research facility is located at 800 meters depth. Cave system with extensive fossil record. Southwest of enforcement platform. Live specimen study. Synthesis of antidote for highly infectious bacterium designed Kara. So that might be where we get the antidote for this bacteria. Thermal power facilities even deeper, inside an extensive natural rock formation in an area of intense volcanic activity. Generate energy. Sanctuary A, data corrupted. B, data corrupted. In the event of an outbreak, quarantine procedures will be automatically enforced with immediate effect. The quarantine enforcement platform will target all incoming and outgoing craft to prevent the spread of infection off-world. So, you can kind of see what's happening there. And I've been to both of these actually before. So, we'll definitely be exploring them at some point. Let's get out of here. I think that's about all we need. I don't think there's much more to explore in here. I don't think I can get up here or anything. I should mention, with that one moon pool being underwater, at least in the early access, it would act a little funny sometimes. Like, it wouldn't quite know exactly where the water level was, and sometimes you would rise up into the air. I wonder if they fixed that, because that was a weird bug. due to the fact that even though we are in an area considered to be, like, full of air, it's still technically considered underwater, at least under the ocean level. So it's kind of weird. The ships act funny down here sometimes. I do like when you get to see your character's suits sometimes. They look kind of cool. But I remember I got a prawn suit stuck down here once, I think. Yeah, I did. I got a prawn suit stuck down here. Because I was worried this place is going to be dangerous, so I took the prawn suit in. Wasn't really necessary, but it's kind of fun. It made me feel safer. So anyway, back to like objectives, what we're going to be doing coming up. Obviously, we can't really rely on anybody else coming in because they're going to get shot down, and I think that we got really lucky in the fact that they even noticed us at all. Whoa, this is kind of a weird visual look here. I guess the sun's going down. We can't really rely on anybody else. So we're probably going to have to try to escape ourselves. Oh no, it's daytime. Okay. Now before we leave this island, let's do a little exploration. I think there's like another tablet or so we can find around somewhere. And, you know, who knows, there might be more caches of information or something scattered about. I don't know if there is, but I figure we'll take a look around here really quick before we leave. Ignore glitchiness. I've just never been back here, so I'm kind of curious if maybe they stuck a little something. I should say this is kind of interesting. Apparently, it's been stated by the developers, and people have found these, that there are what's the word? I'm trying to think of what they called it. Time capsules left by the developers, and one's been found so far. I don't know how many others have been, but there's time capsules left by the developers that are basically, you know, them just saying, you know, congratulations for finding this, that kind of stuff. And, I don't know if we're going to hunt them out, but it would be kind of cool to find one at some point, you know, hidden in a little area that not many people visit. So, I suppose what I'm trying to say is I'm going to try to keep my eye out when we're exploring for extra pathways and little, not often explored areas. You know, cool stuff. Ooh. This island has a number on the frame rate. Luckily, I don't think you guys ever actually, like, see that. I don't think it ever really gets to the video too bad. Alright. Come at me, fiend! That's right, you better run. Come on, do it. Do it! Alright, so... Ooh, lithium! Hey there! I do want a little bit of that for some base reinforcement. Ooh. Let's do it! Don't die, don't die, don't die! Yes, not dead. Yeah, there's a little cave system down there. I never remembered it being particularly interesting, although I think you can actually, ow. I think you can actually, like, get a submarine in here if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, there's these guys crawling around. Cave bush. But I never actually remember there being much interesting down here. So, I don't know if this is even worth really exploring. It does go pretty deep, I think. Ooh. I know I set up that I didn't think there was much interesting, but it's very colorful. That's one thing this game does really well, is give you some really colorful caves. Although, okay, that goes out. I don't know, do it. Well, I'm running out of air, so we're going to take this route, even though it may not be a great idea for survival. Let's get back to where... Oh, no, we're okay. I thought this opened up on the other side. The other side is where I'm worried about running into creatures. Alright, cool.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So anyway, as far as I know, that's like... I don't think we're going to have another scripted event for a while. So we're kind of left on our own to do a bit of exploration right now. So, let me think. The next couple things that we want to do... Because see, we've got our submarine now, and we've got the ability to give it power. So we're not going to be limited by too much other than needing to make an occasional trip back to recharge. Some of our next objectives are to get the bigger submarine, but I think we're going to be held back on that a little bit. So we might move our base soon. You see, right now I just built this base here because, you know, I just needed a base. But we might want to build a deeper base soon. Like a forward operating base, so to speak. So I think what we might do is we might scout out for a decent base spot and do that. In fact, actually, I think I know where I want to put it. Let's bring this back into recharge.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
We gotta solve this food and water problem again. That'll charge up. Yeah. Swap out some batteries. Fall all over the environment. These make a lot of fruit. That's why they're kind of useful. Even though they don't give a lot, they just keep making fruit. Of course, your character probably gets sick of them after a while. You're shoving lantern fruit into your base hole and hoping it keeps you from getting too thirsty. Alright. And we can put a few more things away, like these ion cubes are not going to be especially useful to us for a bit. Keep some quartz. I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna have a little bit of a shorter episode today, but we're gonna scout out for a location for our next base, and I think I kind of know where I want it to be. So we'll need to pick up some titanium, need quartz, which I only need one of those quartz to make that hatch. Oh crap, what do we need to make? Solar panel. So I'll need 2 more quartz, a copper ore, and a titanium. Copper ore. And yeah, now we just need to pick up some titanium. Drop off the glass. Drop off the salt. Drop off the lead. I'm going to keep the lithium so that I can reinforce the wall there. And yeah, we just need a bunch of titanium. So give me just a second. I'm going to explore for a few pieces, and then we'll set up our forward operating base, I guess. And usually, I have a habit of destroying the old base and just reusing all the materials. Don't think I'm going to do that this time. So, of course, we'll make it take us a little bit longer to get all the materials I need, but it'll give me a spot to come back to over in this area as well. So it'll actually be a forward operating base and not just a base relocation.